Yeah, I think Rishma, we can start.
You can start.
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll start.
Uh, Dipti, I think I'm seeing both the screens. So can you just blow up the main presentation?
Uh, I've shared the presentation in presentation mode. Is it visible?
Yeah. Okay, we can get started. But yeah, the presentation slide looks very small right
Yeah.
now. So
Okay.
that's why.
All right.
Okay. Hello, good evening, everyone. This is Reshma here, and welcome to the From Purpose to Impact Find Your Why, the Golden Circle, which is our final event. And we have some amazing panelists who've come in for a very fruitful and beneficial discussion that you will all be, viewing soon and learning from it. This event is brought to you by PMI Mumbai's WEC Group's WOW, or the Women of Wonders initiative. This initiative is focused on providing a platform to women volunteers like us that you see here to interact, to share our learnings with others, to get that confidence and encouragement to take on leadership positions. But as you can see from the attendee list, this is not just limited to women participants. Everyone and anyone is welcome for this event. Moving on, can you go to the next one? The slide hasn't, yeah, okay. So our agenda today would be the introduction, a panel discussion, Q&A session. So I hope you've got all your energy and all your questions ready for our women here, and a note of thanks. Next one. Okay, so this is the PMI South Asia Women Engagement Committee members, Aparna Katiwala, who's a VP of membership. She got re-elected, so congratulations on that. She is our representative to the WEC chapter for South Asia. Aparna, you want to add anything to that?
Yeah, basically, the South Asia, there are 11 chapters in the South Asia region. We are called, so we call it collectively South Asia WAC. It has started during COVID time to encourage, motivate women leaders to provide a platform for them to show their skills, to encourage them, to motivate them. And WOW WEC, so I am representing Mumbai chapters. Similarly, from each 11 chapters, there are one or two representatives in the South Asia WC, and that Dipti, can you go back, please? Uh, that was a photo taken during a national conference. Once in a year, we all meet personally. Otherwise, we meet virtually only because we are from all over across India. And the one man in our whole group is Amit Goel. He is managing director of PMI South Asia. So this is our South Asia WEC team. And the same way, WOW WEC is a counterpart of WEC in PMI Mumbai chapter. And I'm leading this activity along with the team of volunteers like the Lakshmi, Reshma. So over to you, Reshma.
Thank you. Uh, oh, I think someone is asking to maximize the slide. That is what is happening. It's a split one. While Dipti tackles that, I'll introduce her to the attendees here. So Dipti has an undergrad in computer science. She has been a people and project manager in IT services industry for the past 14 years, and a very active volunteer, PMI member and volunteer for the past 7 years under different positions with the Pune Deccan India chapter. She has been the VP of Training and Development as well as AVP Social Media and Marketing at Pune Deccan. And now we are lucky to have her here as part of our Mumbai chapter. And she has been a great addition to the WOW WEC PMI Mumbai chapter. Over to you, Dipti, as the MC.
Thank you so much. I would like to welcome all of you. Is the screen in full mode now?
Yes, much better.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, great. Yeah. Sorry for that. So yes, so we all are here today to join the panel discussion with as part of the series that we have been part of. So past three sessions we had our speakers talking about each subjects that were close to their heart, and today we have Priya Patra with us, who will be conducting the panel discussion with all our three speakers of the series. And our theme for today's session is from purpose to impact. And um, for me, it's like a personal calling to move beyond just having a vision. So it's about the journey of turning our deepest values into actions that create real world challenge. Before we meet our experts and I introduce Priya, let's warm up the chat. We want to hear from you. So, in the spirit of finding your why, just reflect and type in the chat about one woman in the history whose why inspires you today. So, yeah, while you all type into the chat, I would like to introduce Priya, who will be our moderator of today's panel discussion. So, Priya is an agile evangelist with over a decade of experience in IT projects for Fortune 10 customers. She leads a 700 plus member agile community of practice across 40 countries. She's actively volunteering as president of Capgemini Mumbai Toastmasters and previously as vice president outreach for PMI Mumbai chapter. She's been driving impactful programs like PMI Chapter Exchange and a Grow initiative. So I'm sure many of you must have attended the Chapter Exchange sessions that have happened in the past. And Priya is also a recognized global speaker, contributing author to leadership books and multiple award winner for excellence in leadership and innovation. So I would like to invite Priya to introduce our panelists today. Yeah.
Well, thank you, Dipti. So we are going to do this introduction in a little different ways. So you can stop the sharing.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you, Dipti, for that wonderful introduction. It is a bit old because I'm no longer the president of the Capgemini Mumbai Toastmasters Club. In fact, I'm the area director of Area M2 District 98 of Toastmasters International. So just a small
It's
correction there.
wonderful. Yeah.
Yeah, small correction there. Yes, before we get started, right? What a powerful topic it is, from purpose to impact and finding your why, the golden circle. Now, before we dive into the golden circle, I'm going to invite each of the panelists to introduce themselves in a slightly different way. In one word, just in one word, define your why. And we'll start with Tapasi.
Thank you so much, Priya. Honored to be here in this team of very vibrant and beautiful panelists. Okay, and all of you, the PMI chapter. Okay, so can you repeat the question?
In one word, can you tell us what is your why while you introduce yourself? Are you able to hear me, Tapasi?
Yes, I can. The question again, please, Priya.
The question is, in one word, tell us what is your why and you introduce yourself.
Okay. So one word why is lead your ship, which is my signature coaching program. And why do I do it is when I was on the journey, when I served in the corporate, I could not find anybody helping me, finding my blind spots, letting me know what are my areas which needs to be improved. And that's the reason it's so close to my heart that's the purpose, and that's how I define every person whom I meet in my journey of transforming their purpose of being here. Yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Yeah, and I would request you to introduce yourself in one more sentence, please, Tapasi.
Okay, so I am a corporate trainer. I am a mid-career growth coach. I am a visual facilitator. For a person who is into art and craft, but visual facilitation is completely different, where you just think and just draw. It's completely a different thing. It is actually something which helps me find an anchor when I'm trying to find when there is a lot of chaos in my life. That's one way I relax myself a lot. That's a beautiful thing. but we all can actually learn visual facilitation, which is a very beautiful tool to make people understand and realize. So that is what all about me. Thank you.
Yeah, Tapasya, I know a picture says a thousand words, and I'm also a big fan of visual facilitation. Tried my hands sometimes, but didn't succeed much. Over to you, Shiji, to tell us what is your why and quickly introduce yourself.
Okay, if I have to describe my why in just one word, it would be possibility. Why it matters deeply to me because I believe that every individual has far more potential than often they realize. And many a time people get limited by their circumstances, their past experiences, or the roles that they believe they must play. And my work is all about helping people see them beyond those limits. So, as a leadership facilitator and the founder of Leaders in Lipstick, I've had the privilege of working with individuals and teams to help them recognize new perspectives, discover their strengths, and step into opportunities they might have not even imagined for themselves. So, for me, leadership and growth begins when someone starts to believe that something more is possible for themselves, for their teams, and the organizations that they are part of. So, creating that shift in thinking where people move from limitation to possibility is what truly drives my work. Thank you so
That,
much. Thank you for having me here.
Thank you, Shiji, and that's a powerful shift from limiting yourselves to expanding yourself to the horizon where you can't even imagine that you can reach there. So, thank you very much, Shiji, for encouraging women leaders to explore their possibilities. And now, last but not the least, Neeta, can you tell us what is your why and quickly introduce yourself?
So let me start with my introduction first. I'm Neeta Sundar Raju. My work focuses on helping people reconnect with their inner alignment. Because I've always found that, when our inner world and our outer world matches, then purpose becomes impactful. That's when purpose actually creates an impact. So I teach people about manifestation, and I've realized that alignment is extremely, extremely important. Without alignment, manifestation really isn't possible. And emotional guidance is very important to understand your emotions and use them to your advantage rather than shove them under the carpet like we've always been taught to do. So that is mostly what my work is. I also am Chief Communications Officer at Ma to Mom, which is an online community of over 1 lakh mothers. So I work with them very closely. My why is in just one word, I would say alignment, because I feel, the people I work with generally, they are what I would call high functioning hiders. They hide their emotions. They are extremely successful outwards, but internally they are not so connected to themselves. So what happens is that they face. I mean, they're very happy with what's happening in their work life, but not necessarily, still feel like, okay, but is that it? In life. So they do feel disconnected inside. So I help people come back into alignment so that they their inner self and their outer success matches, and they find satisfaction all over.
Thank you, Neeta. And that's a wonderful alignment that you talked about. Align yourself, your inner self, which I think most of us don't. We just go with the flow and make the most of what we have. So definitely we'll talk more about manifestation in the upcoming, minutes that we have in our discussion. Now, Neeta, staying with you, does our why change over time, and what can cause that change?
I think it definitely changes over time. If I talk about myself, okay, in the beginning, my why was about myself, about what I want to get out of life, about what I can achieve, and slowly it shifted to
Others.
helping others get there. And I think as you evolve, your why will always evolve. It has to evolve because you grow. Your why also has to grow with you. It cannot. I mean, you can't be moving upwards and your why stay in that same place. There is a lot of misalignment and mismatching there. So as we grow, as we expand, as we face more struggles, because we always will, our why definitely keeps changing. We want to know, we want to just heal,
Yeah.
we want to succeed, and then slowly it becomes, I want to help others heal and I want to help others succeed. So for me, definitely it has been that way. It started with myself, and then it moved on to, as I grew, I realized that just me growing is not enough. I want people around me to also be growing, expanding, being successful. So my why definitely got impacted with that.
Yeah, and we go through different stages of life as well, right?
Exactly, yes.
First, you're single, then you have a family, then definitely your priorities shift. Uh, CG, what is your thought on this? Does our why change, especially for women over time?
I totally second what Neeta just said. It can evolve over time. And at its core, our why is connected to all our values and experiences and the impact we want to create in the world. As we grow, those things naturally evolve as well. It's like in your early stages of our careers or lives, our why may be shaped by ambition, learning, or just proving ourselves. But as we gain more experiences, when we face challenges, when we work with different people and reflect on what truly matters to us, our why can deepen or shift, right? Several things can change this. Life experiences play a big role. Success, setbacks, transition, and even moments of personal reflection, exposure to new perspectives, they can also shift our why, especially when it comes from a different culture, from a different idea or a community. The way that it expands to see the world. And sometimes it's purely maturity and self awareness. So, as we understand ourselves better, our purpose becomes more clearer and more meaningful. So for me, if I have to say that my possibility, the why, has remained consistent in spirit, but what has it has evolved in its expression. Earlier in my career, it showed up through leadership and mentorship. Over time, it expanded into coaching, facilitation, creating platforms like Leaders in Lipstick, where the focus was to help more. Just like Neeta said, it initially it was with me. Now we want to do it that for share it for more of the people so that they can also step into new possibilities. So it expands, deepens, and finds new ways to express. That's how I look at it.
So that's a very noble thought, and both Neeta and CG said, right? The why started with self first, and now you want to create the ripple, expand further, and ensure that everyone benefits from it. Tapasi, what's your take on this? Does our why evolve over time, and what can cause that change?
Okay. So I really like the way Siji and Nita connected it. I will just add on to it. I call this me to we journey. So I have focused on myself first. I have evolved as an individual first, and that is how I am shifting that focus from it's not now me, it has to be we, where there is a community whom I am trying to develop. So whatever I have learned through my journey, so it actually the why shifts. So when I started my career, it was my why was I have to take care of my family, I have to earn more money. I know so many of you will be able to agree to this that I just need to increase my bank balance. I need to have that house in that place, or I need to have that car, or I need to learn driving, whatever. Those were my why at that point of time. But gradually, the shift came from when I started getting all those things, and reflections started taking a place, and uh, a change in life structure came in the form of okay, I started reflecting, and that's where I realized that whatever, as Nita mentioned, that whatever inner transformation happened from whatever we learned through the journey of developing ourselves as an individual, somewhere we felt, of course, Nita and CG will also say, we felt that inner urge that there was something which was shaken inside. If this can change my journey, my trajectory, my why can't it move to somebody else as well? And that's where I think we all moved from me to we journey, where we started focusing on this helped me grow as an individual. Can this help somebody else? And somewhere the feedback loop also helped. So people coming and asking, how did this happen to you? Is where I felt like, oh, this can also go to somebody else. People also need it. So it is not only that I learned from my own learning or reflections, but people also started telling. And that's where I felt, oh, this can pass on to somebody else. So to be very frank, why actually changes from time to time. But the thing which remains intact is helping others, which CG mentioned. It is the focus is always to help others. We have done it in our corporate journey when we were there, and right now as coach, as whatever we people are working as, we are trying to help the individuals, and that's where the focus, the shift lies. Thank you.
I love how you all three have summed it together from me to we. So that's the learning I will take from this question. Does why change over time? Yes, it can change due to circumstances, due to career transition, due to personal, change in status in your personal life. But what truly stays with us is our value, and it moves from me to we. And that journey is what we say evolving of our why. So Tapas is staying with you, right? Was your purpose discovered or by yourself, or it was thrust on you by someone or by circumstances?
Okay, so actually, I was forced to do what I'm doing right now because I shifted cities, and I was in Kolkata. When I moved to Mumbai, 1 year, it was like, what I'm doing? I left my job because I had a small baby that point of time. There was no one to take care of her. Everything was set at Kolkata, but I had to move here, is where I was pushed into doing something. So, but that time also, I really could not realize and understand that my why is trying to take a shape in the form of my journey. But in 2014, I realized that I need to leave. I cannot. So I will share my thought process. So I was the HR head of an organization. I was working full time, managing the baby because she was grown at that point of time. So she was able to do her things, but somewhere inside me felt like that I can't work for others. This is what happened actually with me. Why should I work for others? Why can't I work for myself? And that's where I felt like, oh, I was pushed into doing what I started doing after. So 2014 was the time when I left my job. Uh, I, it was a very, very challenging moment when I decided that the money which was coming to my bank account is going to stop one day. The day I put down my papers and I resigned. But that was where I thought, no, I need to do something bigger. And then I started working on myself. I did a lot of courses, and then I'm into what I'm doing right now. The learning never stopped. But from that journey of evolving myself as an individual, trying to understand what can I do for others, the shift from not focusing on myself but on others was a kind of thing which was my own thought pushed me that I'm not supposed to report to anybody, but I'm supposed to become my own boss and see that I build a community where I'm helping people become their own bosses. And that's where I think so 2015 onwards, I'm into this journey, and it's a beautiful journey of my transformation and which I'm doing for others. Yes.
Thank you, Tapasi. What I understand is it was thrust to you, but by yourself. And the circumstances, of course. And you made great use of it, definitely. Over to you, Neeta. Was your purpose thrust on you by circumstances, or you found it yourself?
So I think for me it was very I don't know magical the way it happened. Just like Tapsi, I think we all, as women, we all have a journey where, when the children are being born and you give up work for a while, or, start a family, and then you're busy with all of that. And then there's a second, start to the career. So for me, it was like, okay, I don't want to be in corporate, which is what I used to do earlier, corporate communications. And I was like, I don't want to go back to that because I want to give a lot more time to my children than I than I can if I go back to a corporate life, So I thought I should do something that I can work from home. And I was told by a lot of people that I should be coaching. I should be, basically, I should be, like a therapist or a counselor. So because I'm not certified for that, I said, I can't do that, but I can get certified as a coach. And then I did get certified as a coach. And then I was asked by somebody to give a talk on the law of attraction and manifestation. And that's how I actually did my research. And that's how I got to know that this is my calling, you know. And when I got into it, when I realized what manifestation is all about, and it's been there in my life all through, but I did not know about it. I wasn't, consciously aware about it. But it's been there. I've known about this without actually consciously knowing about it. So I realized this is what I would love to do more of. And since then, it's been, I think, 13 years that I'm teaching manifestation to people, not just teaching manifestation, I also coach people using the principles of manifestation. So, I've realized that it just was discovered in such a magical way that I did not even know that is what it was, and it just came to me. It was like literally fell into my lap. That's how my why and came to me.
So it's magic, definitely. If you find
Yes.
your why, your journey will be magical. And with this, I move on to CG. The same question. Was your why thrust on you by any circumstances, or did you intentionally design it?
So I would say this very jokingly that I woke up one day and I suddenly discovered it. No, it did not happen like that. So, yeah. So as I can see a common thread with Nita and with Tapsi, one major reason that I was growing very fast in my corporate career, spending 12 to 14 hours at work. And when I used to reach back home, my boys were asleep, and I used to leave home, they were asleep. And somewhere it just tugged me along through the day that this is not where I want to see myself with motherhood. And one fine day, I just said that I'm just going to quit. I'm just going to leave that and do something which is allowing me some more time with my boys. And they were like 4 years and 7 years of age. Today they're 25 and 21. But at that point in time, it was like I just didn't want to miss that. And it was like I didn't know what to do, where to go, how to find, what to do. Nothing just seemed right. And I just said, well, this seems to be the most important thing for me. Let me just be there and see what opens up for me. So I guess it was through some work, through a lot of reflections, a lot of interactions. It just became clear through the work that I was doing. And there were certain moments that gave me the deepest sense of meaning, especially when somebody would come and say after my training session, what you said just hit me so hard. I just felt there was so much that I could do for myself, for my team, for everyone around me. And you said it so powerfully. And then I slowly started realizing that I have the gift of doing that. Probably God's blessed me. Everybody is blessed in their own unique ways. And God's blessed me with the power or the gift of gab, I would say. Something that I would be able to share to someone and that hits them right at that point in time. Or there's an intervention with the divine that says that you have to get that person, listen to you this time because this is what the person needs to hear. Whatever be the reason, but it's over a period of time and continuous feedback that comes to you that you said that and it stayed with me. You said that and I created this for me. A lot of things. And then that's how it became clear through the work that I was doing. And so years in leadership roles and working with individuals and teams, I noticed a pattern. The moments that energized me the most, especially when someone has a shift in a perspective, when they started believing in themselves or when they saw a new possibility for their growth, I feel that's when I kind of felt. Having said that, did I make a shift with that with my own spouse? That's still not happened.
All right. So, yeah, that's a very difficult project to handle, by the way. And I'm so inspired by you, three women. You have broken the shackles of corporate life to do what you love. That's so amazing. And I'm hoping the audience over here, women audience especially, get some words of wisdom from you, get some tips to, pursue their passion and do what they love. And staying with you, Shiji, tell us something about your Eureka framework. Eureka, I found it. Can we leverage that for, kind of rethinking, realigning to our purpose?
So as it is, if you can see the word Eureka, it means insight, right?
Yeah.
And if I have to just use or summarize the whole Eureka framework for all of us, often the biggest barriers to purpose, they're not external. They're mostly internal. The stories we tell ourselves about what we can do or what we can't do. The first step is becoming aware of those beliefs and consciously letting them go if it's not serving you anymore. So the first E is basically eliminating your self-limiting beliefs. So that's the first one. And when we remove those internal barriers, we actually begin to access our strength, our talents, and our authentic self. And this is where people start operating from confidence rather than doubt. So that's the second U in Eureka, unleash your best version. Then we come to the most important thing is that our mindset shapes our growth, right? And so by intentionally shifting how we think from fear to possibility, from limitation to growth, we often create new patterns of behavior, and that's reprogramming your thoughts, which is the R. And when I say purpose is not static, right? When we adopt a growth mindset, we become open to learning, experimenting, and also expanding our potential. So that's evolving a growth mindset. That's E. And clarity of direction, definitely very essential when people define the impact that they want to create in their life, that they want to build for self and others. Their purpose becomes more tangible and actionable. So that's knowing where you want to be. That's the K. And finally, purpose requires flexibility. The world changes, circumstances changes, and we evolve. So adaptability, A, allows us to stay aligned with our purpose while we are navigating new opportunities and challenges. So yes, the Eureka framework can be absolutely used as a tool for reflection and realignment. Yeah. So
Excellent. Let me reiterate the Eureka framework. Eliminate the limiting beliefs, right? Unleash the best version of yourself and reprogram your thoughts, evolve, right, towards a growth direction and knowing where you want to be. And of course, adaptability to be aligned
absolutely.
to your. Okay, thank you. I learned it. Eureka it is. Okay, all right. So let me go to Neeta. Neeta, you touched upon something very interesting, manifestation. And can manifestation help someone? I think it will align ourselves to the why and translate it to real impact.
Yes, definitely. I feel, manifestation is a very misunderstood term. Most people think manifestation is about controlling outcomes. What I can achieve, how much money I want to make, what kind of career I want, what kind of relationships I want. That is, according to me, a byproduct of the whole process of creating, your life. In my work, actually, manifestation is all about alignment. If you're not aligned with your thoughts, your emotions, your actions, if all of that is not aligned, then you really don't get what you want. And when that alignment actually does happen, your decisions, your actions, whatever actions you have to take, whatever impact you create, it begins to flow so naturally. So, once that alignment is there, everything, your resistance melts away. You start allowing good things to come into your life. And that's how, your why is also very, it's impacted in a very big way because see, until we know and recognize who we are internally, no why can be very clear. And until we clear that, nothing can be manifested the way we really want. So all of that is so connected, your alignment, your why, your manifestation, everything is so connected, and the impact you create through it. It's all very connected. And I feel, it's not just can it be achieved through manifestation, it has to be achieved that way. So your why does get very clear when you get into this, understand how manifestation happens, you understand how your emotions impact everything, and you take the guidance that your emotions give you. I think it really is one of the easiest ways to get there.
Oh, so it's alignment of emotions, your actions and thoughts. So going back to CG's framework, reprogramming your thoughts. Can I connect the dots that way?
Absolutely.
Excellent. All right, Tapasri, over to you, Tapasri. Purpose can inspire us in the beginning, right? But sustaining that impact over time is very, very difficult. I know, means for a few months we will think, okay, let me, try this thing out. But when you really don't get that kind of a feedback, how can I sustain? And your signature coaching program of Lead Your Ship, can you tell us how that can help us?
See, we all, three of us, we have started our journey, I think. Uh, Neeta mentioned 13 years. Mine is almost 11 years. I'm into this. Suji, I just missed. But what I'm trying to make a statement here is we are in this field for such a long period of time. So how could we do this is, of course, there's an inner zeal to do. And that is something is we get that power within ourselves to be consistent, to be uh, doing things whenever we are just not in the right mental space. Also, we just do it because we know why we are doing is because we are impacting somebody else. So it is not only me. When the question comes, when you are standing somewhere, it's easy to answer, but when you see that there are so many people who are looking up to you is where you need to deliver it consistently. And now a beautiful way to do it is which I follow. I don't know how many of you believe in this. I love writing, and journaling is one way which I always do, what I have achieved today, what I'm grateful for, and what would be my action for tomorrow. Is this is something which I always write before going to bed. So this is something which I believe in, that journaling actually helps you. So if you go and check my diary, you will see every day I might have missed some days, but most of the days I try writing it. And the other aspect is when you see that there is a person who is accountability, who is your accountability partner, that plays a very important role. So you all will agree there's a coaching framework which talks about there's a buddy who's going to help you grow in your career, in your life, whatever, to get a work life harmony, whatever it is. Then there are two people who are interacting with each other, and giving that push is what helps you stay in your action zone. Because unless and until one takes that action zone, it is not going to help. But for that to reach a level is where you need to be very, very self aware that at which pace you can work, so you can identify that. So that's what I do in my leadership coaching, is to, to know what is your potential through Johari window. Then there is something called identifying that blind spots. That identifying blind spots come from the space where you know, okay, when you are struggling with your emotions, you can't take action. And that's where uh, the buddy framework helps. And when there is someone who is trying to help you out, is where you can actually move. So staying consistent, staying aligned to your purpose has to do a lot with how others are helping you out as well. And being aware of, okay, I might slow down a little here because I'm seeing the possibilities, but my beliefs, my action, my environment, my circumstances are not helping me to go. But that push from the community or from people, what helps. So this has helped me staying aligned to what I am doing. A simple example I'll give you. Whenever people see that I am not very active on my community group, somebody will call and check on me. Are you not keeping well? And that is something which we do with others as well. If I see that somebody is not there, is not very active, is not doing what they're supposed to do, is where we just connect with them. And that one call, Simon Sinek also says, if you have to come out of your depression, anxiety, you need to have the friend. You need to have people who are going to look up to you. That is, I think we all are helping each other to do it. So Nita will agree to it, CG will agree to it, that we have done this to so many people. And that's where I think you can remain consistent and aligned when you are aligning it with your value system, with somebody's support. Very, very essential to be there. Yes, thank you so much.
All right, Tapasi. So it's all about knowing your own potential, identifying your blind spots, and have a community who will support you and who you will support to ensure that they are aligned to their why or creating that impact. I will pause for a moment here to see if there are any questions on the chat window. Lakshmi, are you going to look at the chat and let us know if there are any questions?
Nothing as yet, Priya. So I am keeping track of that.
All right. So I encourage each one of you to, take advantage of this. Yeah, there is a question from Renu Mehta. What advice would you give to a person who is still trying to find why? For Neeta, how can manifest help to find why? Okay, so we'll go to Neeta. Neeta, how can manifest help to find why?
So, manifestation, like I said, is not just about controlling outcomes, right? It's all about aligning yourself, your emotions, your thoughts, your actions, everything all in one direction. So, that's how so in my case, let me just tell you my story, when I was learning about manifestation, and I understood that my emotions play a crucial role in actually helping me get where I want to get, and doing everything that I want to do in life. And I realized that this is one thing that most people don't realize, that emotions carry that much weight in our life. In fact, most of us are always told, don't be so emotional.
Yeah.
Emotion, zyada emotional mat ban. I don't know how many times I've heard this in my life. Okay, so I feel most of us face that, and as you get into the manifestation journey, you realize that your emotions matter so much, so much. So that's when I realized that my why is all about aligning my emotions with my actions, with my thought. That is how my why came to me. That if this is what alignment is, what helps me everywhere, then that's got to be what I want to give everybody also. That is where I want to help everybody get there. That's how I discovered my why, and the whole manifestation process is how I got there. So for everybody, as soon as you get into this journey of creating your life the way you want it to be, you start manifesting, you will realize that your why does become very clear as you go through the journey of, you'll face situations where things don't work out. We all face those, and some of those times are the times when you actually discover what matters the most. And that's how your why comes across. I
I
think
was, yeah.
the,
Go
the
ahead,
most
sorry.
important and most direction giving moments are the ones that we don't like. The most unwanted situations, and challenges that we face. And that's where the why becomes so clear. That's how you learn, even through manifestation, that these things matter. Our emotions here are actually telling us so much what is important to us. And that's how we discover our why.
Yeah, I was just about to ask you in private, how do I use manifestation to control my emotions? But looks like that is a wrong question. Manifestation is all about emotions.
It is all about
Yeah,
it.
excellent answer to that question. Now, this is a question for everyone, and I will start with Neeta only. What advice would you give to a person who is still trying to find the why?
I think it's a process anyways. This is not, it's not like it's aaj why mil gaya and we are done. Your why today will be different from your why tomorrow, and very different from the why that was yesterday. So I think be in that process, be willing to allow everything that's happening around you. That is the one very important thing. Most of us are resisting things that we don't like. How many of us can honestly say that I'm okay with being disappointed? We are not. We do everything we can to avoid disappointment.
Yeah.
Struggle, work hard so that I don't fail. Why am I not willing to fail? Because failure is big disappointment. So I feel the moment we start allowing whatever is happening around us, and we allow ourselves to be disappointed, we allow ourselves to be sad, we allow ourselves to be angry. I think when we are in those moments, what becomes very clear is what is most important to me. Like supposing I'll give you an example, okay? today my child is doing something that they're not supposed to do, okay, and they're not studying, they're doing something naughty, and I'm really, really, really angry, okay, with the way they're behaving. What does that tell me? My being angry tells me, okay, I mean, one of the things that we always tell ourselves is, okay, I should not be this way. I should not get angry. I should be able to manage it all. But what is really important to us is that that child succeeds in what they are doing. That is important. And when you see them not following the steps that will help them get there, it makes you angry. So my anger is actually telling me what is important to me. Now, if I listen to that anger and if I figure out what is important to me, then, when I know that, okay, I want my child to succeed, so then I can talk to my child accordingly rather than just tell them, why aren't you studying? And you should be studying. And why are you doing these kind of things? Instead of doing that, I'll be able to communicate better. I'll be able to get through. And then, slowly, as I keep listening to my emotions and taking the guidance that they're giving me, my why becomes clearer and clearer. It will not be the same every day, let me tell you that. And it may not be same situation to situation. And that's okay. It doesn't have to be. That's okay.
All right, so it is a journey of exploration. That's what I have understood. Tapasi can lead your ship. Give me that why easily.
Okay, let me try.
Can Renu use your framework to find
I will share
why?
what helped me. So deep diving into my life. What were my peak life moment where I felt the most lively is where I connected my why with. So when I saw that, I think Siji will be able to connect when people come after your training session and they come and tell you, oh, this is something which I've connected with. And that is the moment I felt the most lively, the most active, the most satisfying, I felt gratitude that my work has given somebody. So that is where you get your why. Then, what are you passionate about? That is something which you can link with your lively moment. So, I'm passionate about seeing transformation in people. And when did I really felt at my peak when somebody shared this moment with me that, oh, this is something which helped me get the kick to get up in the morning and go to office. So I work with people a lot, giving them work-life harmony, which is very, very challenging. So this was one of my why where I struggled with my harmony when I was working, to be very frank. I just could not manage because I had to take care of my daughter. The maid is absent, maid is not coming, and I have to go to office. There is important. So this is something where I felt I struggled, and maybe if I have helped someone is where I found my why, and that actually can help you. So deep dive into your lively moment and then connect it with what you are passionate about, and that might help you get your why. But again, as Neeta mentioned, it might change. So it is very situational. It depends upon the environment as well. So you may see that your why might be different when you are handling your spouse, or your why might be different when you are handling your emotions revolving around your spouse. Very, very important. And your why might be different when it is handling a difficult boss in your system. So that might be shifting. So you have to align it to the situation. So we talk about situational leadership. I might say it is situational why as well. So if your inner is clear, if you're clear that why you are doing this, you will be able to navigate your why at different situation differently. Yes, that's what I.
Yeah, so find your lively moment and then
Yes.
align your inner self to that. And why can be situational. It depends on the circumstances where you are and what challenges you are facing. Shiji, what is your take in this? What advice would you like to give to a person who is still trying to find the why?
So I guess sometimes life has it in store for you, that you need to go through shift in life at times. If I sometimes think through, if I'm still in my corporate space doing what I was doing years before, I still would be there like the frog in the well. Now I'm like a frog in the ocean, but I am there. There are loads of stuff to explore and leverage. Every single day, in every workshop of mine, I would say a few sentences. And I don't know, somewhere this sentences started. It's like the manifestation of Nita, or it's like leadership of affirmations of Tapsi. The three sentences which I would say is, one was aspire to inspire before you expire. That was something that I would tell every time in any workshop. And the second thing I would say is that before going to sleep, ask yourself three questions. Did I live today? Did I love today? And did I matter today? If your answer is a yes to that, it means you're living a very purposeful life. And day in and day out saying these two kind of statements, I don't know, somewhere it started building up in me. Yeah, affirmations bolo, right? So if someone is trying to find their why, as everyone like Nita and Tapsi said, I'm going to suggest like three simple reflections for you. First, look at the moments in your life or work where it gives you a sense of fulfillment. What were you doing and who were you impacting at that point? Like Tapsi says, it's a moment which makes you feel alive. Second, notice what problems are there in the world which naturally move you or want to make you contribute to it. I've seen so many people's purpose coming in from when they're moved by what's happening around them and they just picked it up, right? And third, listen to those signals or the themes that shows up in your life again and again. Often your why is already present in the work that you are drawn again and again. Yeah. So your why is less about a single moment of discovery and it's more about recognizing the pattern of what gives your life meaning, right? So if I have to offer one word of advice, it's going to be curiosity. Stay curious about yourself, about the world around you, and about the things that move you deeply, because your why often is revealed in itself when you're willing to explore, ask those questions, and try new experiences and reflect on what truly makes you feel, gives you meaning and feel alive. Yeah. So when you stay curious, you allow yourself to discover new possibilities. And sometimes your purpose is hidden in those very things that sparks your curiosity the most.
Curiosity, yeah, my goodness, that's such a powerful tool. And a few years ago, I did a presentation on curiosity and how it can help you to become a better leader. And while I was preparing the presentation, I discovered so many new things that curiosity can lead to, can lead your teams to the future. So it's not only learning a new thing, but it is also being more empathetic. It's also because you then you understand the situation your teams are in. So yes, curiosity, I think I truly believe curiosity is the mother of everything. If you are curious, you are alive. You can find your why, you can act on it, and you can create that impact. That was like $1 million answer, Shriji. Thank you so much for that. And there is another question for all three ladies. You have worked with several members from the community and helping them to find their alignment, push their boundaries, and achieve goals. Can you share one experience that stayed with you all along and why? So since CG, you are on the mic, I'll go with you.
So that's something that stayed. There are many instances, but one that stayed with me was about the story about this guy who was from IDBI Bank, and his name was Abhishek. And he had been trying to get into the IAS, the UPSC, the IAS space from last 4 years, and he was unsuccessful, and he ended up in IDBI Bank. And I had this personal effectiveness workshop with them for 3 days. And at the end of the third day, this guy comes and tells to me something has shifted in me, but I really don't know what. But I'm definitely going to keep in touch with you. This was the year 2016. Okay. And exactly 2 years later, he sends me a paper clipping, which I've posted on the LinkedIn as well. The paper clipping says that his ranking was 16. And he got into the IRS space. And he said, it was because of you. I went back not giving up. I said, if a lady of your age cannot give up, why did I give up I'm giving up so early in my life? She has so many issues, like she has children to take care of, she has got a family, and I'm so free by myself, and I still let myself go or quit. How could I do that? I mean, she in front of me 3 full days of 8 hours of, doing what she loves and so passionate about it. What just stopped me from doing that? And when he sent me that paper clipping, oh my God, I overwhelmed. To date, it gives me those goosebumps, which makes me feel, wow, God made me feel so useful and purposeful. I couldn't ask for anything more, and it just still tugs me out in my heart even today. So
Yeah, that
thank
really
you.
makes our life so meaningful, that at least I've been able to impact one person, right, to achieve his goals. Shiji, thank you so much for that experience sharing. Neeta, any experience from your side?
Yeah, in fact, most of my work is with people who are successful and not connected, and like I said, my job is to help them feel that connection with themselves. So one particular one, while CG was talking, I was trying to remember which one that I really want to talk about. And there was this person who was, a management person who was in a big corporate at a very big post, and anytime I brought up emotions, it was like, I don't bring up emotions. I am a practical person. I don't get into this kind of thing. It's not going to help me in any way. And slowly, over a period of time, when he started recognizing his emotions, he started acknowledging them. He started not just acknowledging, it took some time, but he started honoring his emotions. He started, being okay with feeling whatever he was feeling. What I've seen, especially with men, is that they tend to shove their emotions under the carpet. Emotions are of no use at all. Women are emotional, men are not, according to them. And I think everyone has emotions. Everyone has emotions that they need to express, they need to process. But I find that men tend to not do it. Women tend to do it a little more than men tend to do it. And this person was very much like that, did not want to even acknowledge. But from moving from not wanting to acknowledge to a place where he was okay with having those emotions and honoring them, that it's this is what I'm feeling and I'm okay with feeling that was so satisfying, and it gave me so much faith, so much more faith in my work, that when a certain person can do that, when they've completely shut themselves off, they can move to a place where they can acknowledge their emotions and honor them, and then because of that feel that joy in life. It brings back that joy in life which was missing for him in spite of all the success he had. He was like, I have everything, Nita, but I'm not able to enjoy it. And then after realizing that the emotions are actually helping him enjoy his life also, it was, I think for me, it was the most touching experience. Very, very touching.
Thank you, Neeta, for sharing that experience. Tapasi, any experience from your community?
Okay, I will talk about the person whom I coached. I can't take his name. He's the CEO of one of the pharma organization. One day in our coaching session, he gave me a very different perspective. He told me that I'm earning so much amount of money, but when I go back home, there's no one whom I can share my uh, joy, feelings, anything with. So he has two teenage daughters and his wife. Wife, that point of time was a housewife. She's working right now. We are still in touch. So, see, I mentioned that I work with individual to get them that work-life harmony. So he was enjoying his work. He was really getting, he's the CEO of his organization. He was earning so much amount of money, but the he was not able to enjoy that money. He said the money was coming, and I could relate to this so much because this happened with me as well. I think in 2011, I really could not enjoy the money which was coming into my life because the work was keeping me so busy. I could not connect with my family, and that's where I realized that I need to come back to what is the most valuable thing is family, relationships, friendships. Work is not going to define me. And that's where I gave him some very different perspective towards what he's supposed to do. He was expecting that they are going to come to him and walking every day after office, entering his home, a posh society he was saying into everything was there in his house, but he was not able to enjoy. And when I gave him the perspective shift that rather than expecting, please come to the mode of acceptance, is where he actually started aligning with what were they doing because he could not reach to the level. He was still at the CEO level when he was entering his home. I told him CEO level se niche aake ghar pe enter karo and see are you seeing the shift or not. That is one thing. Second, I would like to tell about another girl. Again, I can't take her name. She is right now in New York and she is really doing good for herself. But I came in touch with her when she was working here and she had attempted to commit suicide once. She was not successful, but she narrated that story with me, and I only did some, I just showed her her self worth. She lost that somewhere. I don't know why it happened. She had a very traumatizing and challenging teenage life. But I showed her her self worth, and that's where, when I see her, what she's doing right now, I could relate to Siji's thing. Uh, she is right now in New York and she's really doing good for herself, is where it really gives me immense satisfaction that she always had this thought in her mind that she might attempt it second time and she will be successful because she was not successful the first time, is where a small teaching of what is how can you lead yourself first is so important. Rest all things doesn't matter. You have to stand for yourself first. Is these two things really helped me, and I feel that yes, I have done something good. God has chosen me to do this for somebody. So two lives, there are so many, but I these two things actually clicked my mind very much when you asked about this question.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, some good nuggets coming out from this experience of your Tapasi. For example, the self-worth, right? So many times we forget, right? And we think, oh, we are not worth it. We are so, everyone is so successful. What am I doing here? Realize that self-worth. And of course, instead of expecting from others, why don't you accept what is there and align yourself accordingly? Thank you, Tapasi, for that. Now we will move on to our next question. That is one tangible step, Tapasi, you would step that someone can take tomorrow to start translating the why to a meaningful impact.
Believe in yourself. Nothing else can give you your life. Please believe in yourself, and whatever you are doing, you will get. And taking that action every day is important. So this is what the tangible outcome can come from my why is please believe in yourself and keep taking action. That's it.
Yeah. And you know what? I always say that, dream very big, but only dreaming will not help. You have to work towards it and don't ever
Action.
quit.
Very important.
Yeah,
Yeah.
don't ever quit.
Right.
Yeah, keep dreaming, keep working, and don't quit. Neeta, what is that one tangible action that someone can take tomorrow?
I think before you start anything, before you begin any task, ask yourself a simple question. How can I express my purpose, my why in this task? Just in that one task, And if you consistently do that in every task, how can I do this in this work that I'm doing, or in this conversation that I'm having, or in, this simple, even if it's just cooking at home? How am I expressing my purpose in this? And when you do that for every little thing, I think your why becomes a very solid why, and it becomes very clear in everything you're doing. So I think it's just a quick question that you ask yourself before you start anything. What is it that I can do that I'm to make sure that I'm expressing my purpose over here in this task? And just do that every day in every task that you're doing, and then you're sorted.
Thank you. So before starting any task, I think, is this how I'm expressing my purpose in this task? Then it automatically falls everything in place. Everything falls automatically in
Yes,
place. And
absolutely.
Shiji, what is that one tangible step that someone can take, to ensure that I translate my purpose to impact?
So I kind of second with what Neeta said, but clarity of intention for me makes a big role. Like constantly reminding myself of the impact that I want to create. That's one thing. And consistent action around it, because purpose does not live in grand gestures. It lives in your every day, the work we choose to do, you know. It's like you have to ask yourself, how will this show up in the work that I do, the conversations that I have, and the platforms that I create? So the intention sets everything apart. So the tangibility is in your intentions and the consistent actions.
Thank you, Chiji. So, clarity of intention and take consistent action, because purpose does not live in grand gestures, in your words.
Gesture.
It is in the smaller things that we do every day. And with this, I think we are coming to the end of this discussion. Wonderful discussions from each one of you, my dear panelists. And before we wrap up, I would like to encourage the audience to type on the chat window, what is your why? For example, my why is I will say growing, being a better version of myself every day. So if I am X today, tomorrow I want to be X into X. I won't say X plus one, but X into X. So am I moving in that direction? That's my why. So each and every one, please retrospect and think, what is your why? And type on the chat window. And for each panelist, again in one word, what helps you to stay aligned to your why when things get difficult? Just one word. It's a rapid fire now. Neeta, I'll start with Neeta.
I think for me, it's my emotions, because I
Emotions.
listen. Yeah, I've learned over a period of years to listen to my emotions, and I think that helps me stay aligned.
Okay, thank you, Neeta and Tapasi. One
For
word.
me, it's my passion.
Passion, yes.
What,
Emotion and
uh,
passion.
yes,
Okay.
something which I'm passionate about, and as because I'm passionate about it, I'm driving it day in, day out. That is something. It's like the way you cannot leave your hobby. Whenever you are free, you tend to.
Yeah.
That is something which I feel that my why is driven by my passion to help individuals. Me to me journey.
Yeah. CG, what's yours? One word.
I say I call myself an empath. And I think that being an empath has really helped me to understand perspectives and help shift that as well. So yeah, being an empath has helped.
Okay, to ensure that you are aligned to your why and you are creating that impact, right? All right, so I have learned emotions from Neeta, passion from Tapasi, and being an empath from Shiji. And audience, is there any questions on the chat window, Lakshmi?
No questions, but yeah, we are getting some comments on people
Their
are chatting
whys?
on their why, so they are
Yeah.
putting their
So
why. So
would
that
you
is
would you read it out for us, the whys that
yes.
people are putting?
So it's freedom, then harmony at work and home, and my why is to make a difference and leave a legacy if I can, giving back to society, being resourceful, feeling satisfied. These are the few comments so far.
All right. So yes, so it is a good discussion that we had today about finding our why. That is, how do I discover our why, align our why, and create that impact. 3 different words, 3 different journeys, and yet one powerful reminder that impact comes with action, right? And it always begins with the clarity of why. And in CG's word, aspire to inspire before you expire. I'll keep that in mind. And over to you, Dipti, the MOC of the day, to take the
There is
discussion.
We
one
have
more
one
question.
question.
Oh, there's
How
one
do
question.
how do you sustain this mentality from day to day during their trials and tribulations?
Who would like to take that?
I'll take it.
Yeah.
I think it takes a little practice. That's all it is. I mean, anything that you're doing for the first time, you're not going to be the best at it. It's okay to take small steps, fail sometimes, but keep at it because that's the only way to really succeed at anything you do. Keep practicing. Practice, practice, practice. Practice makes perfect, right? So I think the
Yeah.
more we practice remembering our why, the more it's going to come easy to us and our purpose becomes clearer and clearer.
Yeah, it's again it takes us back to the thought that be persistent, right? You cannot just leave it. The small things that you do will help us to clarify our why and keep us aligned to it. Are there any more questions? I don't see any.
No,
We
that's
move
it.
on.
Priya, I would
Yeah.
just also want to say the more the trials and tribulations you are, the intensity just deepens.
Mhm.
So your purpose stays or your core stays. It's just that it gets more deepened, more the trials and tribulations. So whatever, if it's like for Nita, alignment or manifestation, it just deepens with more trials and tribulation. And for
Yeah,
me,
yeah.
it deepens with more, everything just deepens what you already have it. It's there with you. It's just that you kind of slowly awaken to that. It's your inner awakening.
Inner awakening, is it? Tapasri, you want to add anything to it?
For this, I will add trials and tribulations will keep coming in. Your outer things should not shaken your inner peace, and that can come with having a lot of gratitude towards what you have in your life. So when you are actually going through a lot of uh, uh, trial and a lot of halchal outside the world, your inner peace, your inner dialogue with yours should be, this is something which I have. So move in gratitude, have
Yeah.
gratitude in your life, and that is going to help you. See, outer thing you just cannot change. It's the inner wiring you need to change every time you face this kind of things, and that can only come with if you keep thanking on if you keep thanking to God or thanking, just say thanks. Okay, this is something which is there. Now let me move on with this, what I have in my life. And that will give you a lot of harmony, a lot of inner
Yeah.
peace.
Yeah, it's a circle of influence, right? I can control what is in my control and I will focus on that. Interestingly, whenever I'm going through a very hard patch in my life, I tell myself it could have been worse. So I'm still in a better phase of my life because I have so many good things to cherish. So yes, that really helps. There's another question I see. Any
Yes.
cognitive framework that can be adapted for finding your why, Tapasri? You're on mute. You're on mute. Tapasri, you're on mute.
Yes. So one framework which helped me is map why, how, what, and have a daily reminder to it. Why you are doing, how you are doing, the process, and what, the actions which you need to take. So why is your purpose? How is your process? And what is your action? That is a daily reminder. Then second is you need to face the truth. So adapt your actions with the values. And third is monitor environment, which I said your situational actions and your situational why. These are some of the things which might help you find your why, and then keep questioning your assumptions. And those assumptions, you should have a choice of those assumptions which will align with your values. So see, we all have grown in different environments. So we have some value system. How can you align your choices with your value system is going to deepen your why in some format. This is something which can help. So I will just put it in the
Why, how, and what? Yeah. Thank you, Tapasri, for that. Anita, any cognitive framework that you can suggest?
So, rather than a cognitive framework, I will say that what we need to understand is that the why is not outside. We don't have to actually go around looking for it. It is not outside, it is inside. It's already there. It's already existing within us. All we need to do is be aware of it. So I feel the way to become aware of what our why is listen to what our inner being, our inner self, our higher self is telling us. Our emotions are telling us things. Our inner self is always communicating with us. So listen. I think cognitive framework is not something that, I mean, I don't know, it's not something that I work with generally. My work is mostly with emotions and alignment. So my way to do this is also just that, listen to your emotions, listen to what's already inside of you. It's not outside. You don't have to go looking for it.
Yeah. So I'm sure no framework can help us to find our why. It's only, it's always, it has to be tailored as per as your circumstances, your state of mind, your emotions. And
Uh,
Shiji, any, yes.
So I do a workshop which is called as Lead with Purpose. Okay. So when you're leading with purpose, we have two frameworks that we give, especially for the ones who are stimulated towards cognitive frameworks, So one of the framework we do is the one which we already have it on the topic is a golden circle. The golden circle by Simon Sinek. What just now
Yeah.
Tapsi said, the why, what, and the how. Right? It actually encourages us to start with the why before the how and the what. Right? So that's one cognitive where you can really learn and read a little more about how you can go ahead, discover it for yourself, understand the why before your how and what. That's one. Another with Lead with Purpose, that a cognitive framework that we do is a Japanese concept of Ikigai. Again, which looks at the intersection of what you love, what you're good at, and what the world needs, and what you can contribute. So, but again, like as Nida said, beyond these frameworks, they often tell that your why reveals itself through your patterns, the moments it energizes you, and the impact that makes you feel most meaningful. So,
Yeah.
these two cognitive frameworks is there, but the underlying thing is that go ahead and see what makes you feel come alive.
Yeah, the lively moments, connect with your emotions. Yes, of course, frameworks like Golden Circle, Ikigai can help you up to certain
Yes.
extent, but
Yes, it
it's about
does.
reconnecting with yourself. All right, so I
We have
think,
one more
yeah.
in the question, this in chat. So Mandar says, my purposes are different, but while watching action movies, my manifestation shifts from actual purposes. What is best way to handle this type of a habit?
Who will
Interesting.
take this, Nita? Would you want to
So I
take this?
actually want to understand this question. If Mandar
Yes,
can really explain that
yeah,
question better, I would be able to answer it.
yeah, true.
So Mandar, are you there on the call? You can unmute.
No, I don't think he will be able to unmute himself.
Yes,
He
he
being
says.
attendee.
He's saying yes, but okay, then I don't know
I
because
just put it on the chat. My purposes are different, but while watching action movies, my manifestation shifts from actual purposes.
So what are the purposes and what does it shift to while watching action?
he wants to, I don't know, movies.
You
We
can
are
type
all
on the chat,
inspired by
Mandar.
Bollywood movies. Can we unmute him for a moment, if possible?
Sunil, is it possible?
Mandar Panchal.
Yes, possible.
I want to be
तो
successful in corporate, he says.
can you Sunil उसका here. Mandar, you can unmute yourself. Can you explain your question in detail?
Okay, sorry, I think I type in way that it is quite confusing. Am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so see, as actual, I want to be successful in corporate career, and I'm continuously trying to manifest this. But while watching the movies, like if I watch movie of any war or any action movies, then suddenly I started to become leader or any army officer. So, and it is not actual like. So, how to overcome this habit? So, I think it's look quite silly, but that is the real challenge for me.
This is very, very interesting. So, Mandar, the thing is, um, what you really need to ask yourself is whether you want to succeed in corporate or do you feel you should succeed in corporate. There is a very big difference in what we really want to do and what we feel we should do. Okay. And when we are stuck in the should, we really can't manifest what we really want. So I feel that is where your clarity needs to come. Think about whether what whether succeeding in corporate or just living a life where you are in the corporate world, is that exciting for you or not? That is where you will get your like Siji has always been saying all through the seminar today, that what is it that really excites you, what is it that lights you up, right? And that is what you really want to go after, not what you think, okay, this is where I'm going to get the most money and this is what I should be doing. So give it some thought, Mandar. It may not necessarily be that you are made for corporate life, maybe you're made for something else. So find out what really works for you and then move forward there.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think that's it.
So I have one more thing to say, that whenever we are in a space of conflict, sometimes just writing it down, the pros and the cons of where I want to be, can just help you align what is more in your favor. Just write it down. If there's some kind of conflict, okay, yeah, while I'm here, I feel this way. While I'm here, I feel that way. So this way and that way, what is the best that I align with? When you write it down for yourself, you get a lot of clarity. Trust me, writing it is next level clarity for you. So put down the pros and the cons and you're sorted. So just sit today alone with yourself, keep a candle, burning candle in front of you, take a deep breath and write down where exactly do you want, where do you feel aligned with after you've written down. And all the very best with that for you, Mandar. I really feel for you.
I want to add just a little more. Suji, that was really wonderful. The fact that you said writing brings clarity, it really does. Writing brings more clarity than anything else can. It really helps you focus also. But the thing that I wanted to add here was this, what you want and why you want it. These are the two important things to focus on. I want corporate success and why. And then I want to be an army officer and why. And if you write these things and, keep asking yourself why, after you get one answer, ask why to that too. And then why that, and then why that. And you'll definitely reach more clarity than you've had before this. So just keep doing that. You'll definitely get there.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay, is there anything else, or we will hand it over to the MOC Dipti?
I think there
Dipti,
are no
over to
further
you then.
questions.
All right. Yeah, that was like a wonderful session and incredibly enlightening exchange with all of our speakers. And coming together with all of you and listening to you in this circle was really wonderful and insightful. Your stories, specifically individual stories, remind us that while the journey is not always easy, the impact is always worth the effort. So each one of you, where we see you right now, is such an impactful position, and yeah, that is where our voice should take us as well. So yeah, I would really like to thank each one of you, and Priya, thank you very much for holding it all together for us and taking us through the session. I would like to invite Aparna now to share the note of thanks. Aparna is our she's one of our members, PMI members. She's PMP certified and has worked for 15 years in IT project management. She's been volunteering with PMI chapter for 10 years in different capacity. And from last 1 year, she's actively volunteering as VP membership for the Mumbai chapter. Earlier, she has served as VP certification and training for 3 years. She's representing PMI Mumbai chapter in South Asia WSC team and lead person for WOW WSC PMI Mumbai chapter for last 4 years. So, Aparna, over to you for the vote of thanks.
Thank you, Dipti. Sorry, my camera is again giving problems. So I'm not able to switch on my video. So you have to bear with me like that.
Yeah, I think we can see you now.
I think we can't hear the audio.
Aparna,
Yeah.
yeah, we can't hear you if you're talking.
Aparna,
Lakshmi,
your
would you like to?
audio is, yeah.
Yeah.
Lakshmi or
Yeah.
Renu, if you could take that over.
Yeah.
I think she has a power outage. So on behalf of WSC PMI team, I think I would like to thank Neeta, Siji, and Tapsi. This was an extremely wonderful session, and we had a lot of key takeaways. And it was very interesting. The audience also, we had some lovely questions coming up, which led us to introspect, like, what is our real why? And definitely, all of us are going away with this action item. That one is about perseverance, one is about question their assumptions, and also go deeper into the thought process about your what, why, and how to find your why. And you need to find your why in each and every activity that you do. So as you do it more often, I think you will become better at it. So that's the key message that at least I am taking away. And to our wonderful team, thank you, Priya, for making this a very interesting conversation with all the panelists. Thank you, Dipti, for having this coordination. And to Reshma, Renu, and Sunil, Amod, and Tushar, thank you so much for getting together this wonderful session for all of us. It was really a pleasure.
Thank you, Lakshmi. So yeah, before we conclude the session, we would like to let you all know that we have an upcoming event, right? Tomorrow, we will be celebrating International Women's Day with all of you. The session will be from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Indian Standard Time. It's a virtual event, so you all can join. This scan code is there on the screen, and yes, you'll be earning 2 PDUs for tomorrow's session as well. So you all are welcome to join it. You all would have received the email link as well. So yes, we look forward to meet all of you again tomorrow. And just wanted to thank all the audience. Thank you for being such a great audience, participating in the session, and thank you for your wonderful questions, which did take us through many more aspects of the Golden Circle. So yes, you all can share your feedback on the you can scan the QR and share your feedbacks for the session, so that we can have more impactful sessions in the upcoming days. So yes, thank you very much. Thank you all of you for joining today. And yes, see you all tomorrow. Thank you to Neeta, Siji, and Tapsi especially. It was wonderful meeting all of you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you,
so
everyone.
much. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.